Princess Penelope and the Potion of Dreams. In the kingdom of Everdoze, nestled between the rolling Whisperwind Hills and the serene Sapphire Sea, there lived a young princess named Penelope. She was known throughout the land not only for her royal lineage, but also for her unparalleled kindness and a curious mind that thirsted for knowledge beyond the palace walls. Princess Penelope had long, flowing hair the color of sun-kissed wheat and eyes that mirrored the clear blue sky. Her laughter was a melody that resonated through the marble halls and gilded chambers of the royal palace, bringing joy to all who heard it. Yet, despite the love and luxury that surrounded her, Penelope harbored a secret wish. A wish to see the world of her people, to understand their joys and sorrows, their hopes and dreams. Her father, King Theodoric, was a wise and just ruler, and her mother, Queen Eleonora, was as compassionate as she was beautiful. They adored their daughter and wished for her every happiness, yet they kept her within the palace for fear the outside world would taint her innocence. The princess's best friend and confidant was an old, wise owl named Ophelia. Ophelia was no ordinary owl. She had lived for centuries and possessed knowledge of ancient magic and forgotten lore. At night, when the stars hung like jewels upon the velvet sky, Ophelia would perch upon Penelope's windowsill, and they would speak of the mysteries of the universe. One such night, Penelope expressed her deep desire to connect with her people. "Ophelia," she sighed, "I long to walk among them, to know their stories, their wishes. Is there not some way I could?" Ophelia's eyes shone with a knowing light as she whispered of an old legend. "There is a potion, my dear, known as the Potion of Dreams. It allows the drinker to walk in the dreams of others, to see through their eyes, to feel their heart's deepest yearnings." Penelope's interest was piqued. "Where can I find such a potion?" she inquired with a spark of determination. "The ingredients are rare and scattered across Everdoze," Ophelia explained. "Only a journey of both courage and compassion can procure them." Undeterred, Penelope decided to embark on this quest. She would collect the ingredients for the Potion of Dreams and forge a bond with her people like no ruler before her. The first ingredient was the tear of a phoenix, to be found in the Ashen Forest, where the mythical birds rose from the ashes. The second was a whisper from the Windflower, a bloom atop the highest peak of Whisperwind Hills. And the last was a pearl from the deepest trench of the Sapphire Sea, guarded by the merfolk. The following morning, dressed as a commoner with her hair hidden under a hood, Princess Penelope ventured into the Ashen Forest. The trees were tall and ashen, their branches clawing at the sky. In the heart of the forest, she found the nest of the phoenix. The magnificent bird eyed her with a gaze as warm as the flames that danced upon its feathers. "Great Phoenix," Penelope spoke gently, "I seek a tear to create a potion that will help me understand my people's dreams." The phoenix studied her, seeing the purity of her intent. With a melodic cry, it shed a single tear, a droplet of fire that did not burn but soothed. Grateful, Penelope carefully collected it and continued her journey. Next, she climbed the treacherous slopes of Whisperwind Hills to find the Windflower. The bloom was said to capture the whispers of the world in its petals. Penelope reached the summit, where the wind howled and the rare flower stood, petals fluttering like delicate wings. "Windflower," Penelope called out against the roaring wind, "grant me a whisper, so I may hear the hearts of those I serve." The Windflower bowed in the gusts, and a soft whisper was released, one filled with the voices of the kingdom. Penelope caught the whisper in a vial, sealing it tight. Her final destination was the Sapphire Sea. She boarded a ship and sailed to the spot where the waves danced above the merfolk's realm. Diving into the depths with a courage that belied her royal upbringing, Penelope sought the audience of the merfolk queen, Marina. In the underwater palace of coral and pearl, Queen Marina received her. "Why should I give you a pearl from my kingdom's treasure?" Marina asked, with a voice as fluid as the sea itself. Penelope replied, "To create a potion that will bridge the gap between a ruler and her people to bring us closer." Queen Marina, moved by Penelope's plea, presented her with a lustrous pearl, one that held the laughter of the sea and the tears of the world above. With all the ingredients in hand, Penelope returned to the palace where Ophelia awaited. Together, under the light of the full moon, they brewed the potion of dreams. Penelope drank the shimmering concoction, and her world transformed. The potion of dreams cascaded down Penelope's throat, tasting of starlight and the essence of 1,000 slumbers. Her eyes fluttered shut, and the world melted away. When she opened them again, she found herself walking in a dreamscape, a realm woven from the fabric of her people's deepest desires and fears. In the dream of a young baker's son, she felt the heat of the ovens and the joy of creation as he sculpted dough into works of art that delighted the senses. His dream was to bring smiles to the faces of the weary with his confections. Penelope laughed along with him, the warmth of his aspiration filling her with a sense of pride for her people's simple yet profound joys. Next, she found herself in the dream of a fisherman's widow, staring out at the vast sea that had given and taken so much. Her dream was not for wealth or the return of days past, but for the safety and prosperity of her children. Penelope's heart ached with the widow's love, and she vowed to ensure the security of her realm's most vulnerable. Dream by dream, Penelope journeyed, each vision a thread in the quilt of her kingdom's spirit. She walked with scholars dreaming of enlightenment, with children whose imaginations turned the world into a playground of wonder, with elders who dreamed of a legacy that would outlast their years. Hours passed in the realm of dreams, though outside her royal chambers, the moon had scarcely moved across the sky. When Penelope finally awoke, the first blush of dawn was creeping through her window. Ophelia was there, watching over her with wise old eyes. "Your journey is not over, dear one," Ophelia said. "The dreams have shown you the hearts of your people, but now you must act upon the truths you have witnessed." Penelope rose, a new resolve kindling within her. She understood now that to be a true ruler, she must not only dream with her people, but also work alongside them, turning their aspirations into reality. She began with the baker's son, commissioning him to create a line of pastries for the royal events, his creativity bringing joy to all who visited the palace. To the fisherman's widow, she granted a small fleet of fishing boats, ensuring her family's well-being and creating jobs for the village. As days turned into weeks, the princess's efforts bore fruit in ways she had never imagined. The kingdom flourished as its people saw their dreams acknowledged and their queen working for their betterment. Her once secret walks among them became regular, and her presence was a beacon of hope and progress. One night, as Penelope once again sat with Ophelia, she asked, "The potion has worn off, yet I still feel the dreams of my people in my heart. How is this so?" Ophelia hooted softly, the moon casting a silvery glow upon her feathers. "The potion of dreams was but a key, princess. It opened the door to understanding, but the connection you feel now is the true magic, magic that lives within you, the magic of empathy and action." Princess Penelope spent her days ruling with a newfound wisdom, her nights filled with the silent thanks of a kingdom that slept peacefully, knowing their dreams were shared by a monarch who cared deeply for each and every soul. Years later, when Penelope's time came to wear the crown, she was not just a queen in title, but in heart. She was a beacon of hope, a dream weaver who held the dreams of her people as precious as the crown upon her head. And so, the tale of Princess Penelope and the Potion of Dreams became a legend, not only in the kingdom of Everdoze, but across lands far and wide, a story of a ruler whose greatest power was the love for her people.